This is extremely good news for Bengals fans. A familiar friend has been spotted with Trey Hendrickson in the Cincinnati area practicing. We're going to discuss why this is good news and the sign of things to come in this contract saga with Trey Hendrickson that has been dominating the headlines in this offseason. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So happy to see you. And if you want to be up to date with all things Bengals, all the breaking news, smash that subscribe where you'll be up to date with all of our new videos drop, and you can join in on the community and voice your thoughts on how this offseason has been going so far. So there's been a report. There has been a Trey Hendrickson spotting in Cincinnati, but not only that, there was someone special seen with him, a familiar face, if you would, that being Sam Hubbard. So we're getting close to training camp. And we're seeing not only is Trey Hendrickson in the Cincinnati area, but he is with his other defensive end running mate, Sam Hubbard. Cincinnati kid, the guy that has made plays on the field. There's so much we could talk about with Hubbard, but this is good news to be seeing because there was talks a few weeks ago that Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals finally resumed their talks. And there has been just silence. We haven't been hearing any news ever since that time. But seeing that Hendrickson is in the Cincinnati area, that leads you to believe he's still talking with the Bengals. He's wanting to get things worked out, and he's with an old friend. He's training and wanting to still stay fresh and almost anticipating that training camp is right around the corner, getting ready for what's lying ahead. So this is great news as a Bengals fan. I think you want to see any kind of news at this point because this just blew up back in May where Hendrickson came down to Cincinnati, met with the media, and voiced his displeasure really with the team. It kind of was building. There was kind of that tense back and forth of they might get a deal here and so on. But that's where it kind of exploded. That's where things have just been off the rails, whatever you want to call it. And we're just left as fans, left in the middle. We're thinking, hey, this is going to be a big year. This is the playoffs. And your sack leader, the one guy that could get pressure on the defense, is now threatening to sit out. And he didn't say as much back in May when he had met, but this is just kind of, again, catching up on the saga. It began back in May. This is what he had to say back then. He said, to say I'm going to sit out or I'm not going to, what I can say is I'm very disappointed with the communication that's been had. Former players have walked in these shoes, and what it foreshadows is not something I'm excited about to tell my wife and my family. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I truthfully will put my hope in that. So again, this is what he was saying back in May, just not appreciating the communication. Going back to the draft, they pretty much cut off communication with Trey Hendrickson. And it really put in a nutshell, both sides have not handled this situation very well. I'm going to just say that right now. They both have not done a good job when it comes to getting some kind of agreement, moving past all this. But seeing Hubbard there, could he be kind of that in-between communicator, the peacekeeper of sorts? Who knows? But there's that friendship. There's that bond there. So what that tells you is Hendrickson just wants this new contract. That's what we have seen. He's not happy with the pay, but it's certainly not because he does not like the city of Cincinnati. He has voiced how much he wants a Super Bowl in the city of Cincinnati. And seeing him with Hubbard, that just shows he enjoys the area. And so how frustrating, again, is it for us fans seeing this drama kind of develop, kind of play out? We just really want to see this worked out so that we can move past it and see other things on the field. The off field, it seems like this is all we're going to see until training camp. I'm getting excited for training camp. I can't wait to see what the players can do, the ones that are going to be a part of that defensive line. I'm really interested to see, but this is going to be dominating the headlines until that time. Now, going back to, again, why is this such a headline grabbing thing with Hendrickson not getting this contract worked out? Just to kind of reiterate the dominance that he has shown, this is really the dominance of Trey Hendrickson. Looking up, again, we know he had 17 and a half sacks, but his pressures, that's where I really put the emphasis on. This Bengals team struggled on defense. That's already known, but they struggled mightily on pressures. Trey Hendrickson led the NFL with 92 pressures. That's 92 plays throughout the year that he disrupted the quarterback's timing, his rhythm. That, in some cases, can be just as good as a sack. Now, again, quarterbacks have different stats where, yes, they're under pressure. They're still able to make a completion, get positive yards. But time and again, the Bengals just, that's where the glaring weakness of that defense was. Other than Hendrickson, nobody could get to the quarterback. It didn't matter who was the opposing quarterback. They had all day, and what was going to be that third down and long, now it's 1st and 10. Now they're not getting off the field. It adds up. And to try and replace his production, again, he led the league with 92 pressures, quick pressures. He had 46, and he led the league with that. That's just astounding to think that this one person can do that. And if you do want to factor in sacks, his 17 and a half for the rest of the team, he was just one less. That's just crazy. So I see the comments from you guys. We appreciate you guys, your comments. We love seeing that. There's some talks of, well, they could do well without Hendrickson. I'm in the camp that this is just hard to replace. I don't agree with Hendrickson sitting out and not being at camp, being with the team. And the reason being is that's a distraction. Burrow has said as much that, yes, this is a distraction. He's acknowledged it. But I have to see where he's coming from when it comes to being frustrated with the pay. You're talking that the market value, he's about half of the market. I don't think it's right for him to be sitting out, causing all this drama. But I do believe he's got a point. He is underpaid on the market value. So at his age, he's thinking this is going to be probably my last contract, at least a big contract. So he's trying to at least test that. I'll go with both sides have not handled this the best way possible. The Bengals should have been communicating with Hendrickson the whole time, and I don't believe Hendrickson should be sitting out. He should still be voicing his displeasure. There's nothing wrong with that, of saying, I don't believe I'm getting paid because of my production. I'm not slowing down, and the Bengals believe he's not slowing down. But not being at camp, threatening to sit out, that's just causing that distraction. It seems like, unfortunately, that's what we're going to be dealing with as Bengals fans every camp. Here's hoping next year goes in with a clean slate, but that's still good news. Great news to see Hubbard is there and he is able to, again, maybe he's had these conversations with Hendrickson of why, remember when we were together, bringing up the good old days of maybe you just got to look at the positive here. Hubbard could be that mediator, that middle guy. And if he's spending the time practicing with him, again, that's got to be a good sign that Hendrickson enjoys the city of Cincinnati. So I take it as it's right around the corner. I'm, again, so excited for training camp. We want to hear from you guys, though. What do you think? Is this contract talk going to go into training camp, or do you think it's going to get resolved before then? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below. And again, if you have not already, smash that subscribe button so you'll be all up to date when our videos drop and you'll be in the know as the news breaks. So that's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, Hoo day.